everyone, good morning. It's Mariella from Binary Option Sheriff. In our post today, we are going to look at a trading strategy which is called scalping. Now, for those of you who are new to trading, scalping is a style of trading which is extremely fast and furious. If you're an adrenaline junkie, then scalping is very good for you because scalping involves entering as a trend forms and exiting as a trend changes. So basically, the George Soros classical saying about scalping is a trend is your friend until the end. Who is George Soros? George Soros is considered to be one of the most important traders in the world, having single-handedly broken the Bank of England some years back in one particular day of scalping and having earned a tidy $1 billion. So scalping is a strategy. It is, if we have a look at the chart so we can understand it better, I am looking, for example, at the euro and US dollar chart. It is entering into a trade as it forms and exiting as it reverses. Entering at a trade as it forms, exiting as it reverses. So a scalper would be entering and exiting trades very frequently in a day. It could be a handful of trades, but it could be even as huge as 100 times per day. The time frames are usually also very tight. Here we are looking at 1 hour trades. In reality, a scalper would be looking at trades which are probably around even 10 minutes. So here is something very important that we need to understand about scalping. If you are looking at scalping, then you should be avoiding areas where your market movement is very quiet. If we look at these hours here, this is when the trading session, the European trading session, was still closed, and therefore there was very little movement, and you have what is called a flat market. You cannot do scalping in a flat market because you don't have a trend that is sharply forming and leaving again. However, as of this morning, if you can see, a scalper would have entered at this point here on a 10-minute trade, so entered at around 7:30 or 7:40 and exited just 10 minutes later. Again, you could have entered a trade at the top of the bar of 10 minutes and exited 10 minutes later right here. We have another trend clearly forming at this part, and we can exit at this end here if we are scalping. Again, you see a trend reversal, you can hit right back into the reversal wave, you enter at this point, exit at this point. At this point here, we're in the middle of a trend, so it's not a good time to trade. And one very important fact about trading with scalping is that you need to have a lot of focus and a lot of time, because you do need to be glued to your screen and you need to be looking at your charts constantly in order not to miss a wave or a trend. These are all very important things if you want to be a professional scalper. If you want to be a scalper, then you have to have a lot of focus. You need to have nerves of steel. This is quite important actually for any kind of trading. You cannot be emotionally involved. If you are someone who loses focus and you cannot dedicate a lot of time, or any distraction will take away your concentration, then scalping is not your ideal way of trading. What are important factors that you need to be looking at if you want to be a professional scalper? First of all, you need to be looking at liquid pairs. I was looking in this particular case at euro US dollar. There is no doubt that it's a very liquid pair and it is traded a lot. So you have a lot of ebb and flow and market movement, and that will give you the opportunity to be able to see a trend forming. So either at the resistance or at the support level, pick it from the bottom and sell it at the top, and the other way around, so on and so forth. Another very important thing is that you need to have active trading sessions, which is just as we saw now. We do not trade scalping when we have a flat market. And another very, very important thing is that you need to keep track of your spread to make sure that you will have a positive profit and positive balance on your trading sheet. What is the spread? The spread is the first couple of pips that are for your advantage that you need to give as your fee to the broker. So when you have very tight spreads, which are usually with liquid pairs, tight spreads, what they can give you is immediate profit. So if your broker is only charging you 1 pip, then the first pip of profit is going to go obviously to the broker, but the next pip after that is going to be on your account for your profit. If you have a spread of 3 pips, you need to win the first 3 pips before you can see a positive balance on your account. Therefore, you need to make sure that you negotiate the best and tightest spreads, very important, so that you will be seeing a profit, especially with scalping when you're exiting and entering many times. Then there is also one very important thing, which is called one step at a time. Scalping is a Speedy Gonzalez situation. So if you're new to trading and you want to become a professional scalper, then you should take one currency pair at a time, understand how it works. Once you understand how a currency pair works and you are getting used to the ebb and flow and entering and exit, then add a second or a third currency pair to your portfolio of scalping and trading. Very, very important. Breaking news is what really can wreak havoc in your scalping trade. Scalping, for example, if we have a look at the economic calendar, which is what you should always do before you start trading, we see that at 5 a.m. there was some news affecting the euro, but earlier there was very, very important news that will have impacted the sterling. Let's have a look at the sterling and see what happened and how this could have affected our profit. So I'm still on the euro US dollar, and this is where I told you cannot enter because we are in the middle of a trend. But the trend now is soon going to hit the support level, and if we pick, now if this goes as far down as here, if you're a scalper, this is when you take the trade again. So you take, in this case, a call, and you will be heading, expecting to head in the other direction. Let's have a look at sterling. Sterling US dollar, exactly. Now this proves exactly what I was just telling you a little bit earlier. News can wreak havoc, and my timings are not coincided between my charts and the news, but actually this is about an hour ago. And what happened an hour ago, as you can see, the news impacted negatively the sterling against the US dollar. So the sterling has dropped heavily. If you were scalping, this would really wreak havoc, because for example, if you are scalping here and expecting the trend to reverse and go up, the fact that there was the news and you don't ever know which direction the impact is going to hit the currency pair, you will have lost a lot of money. So always make sure that you check your economic calendar for any news that will impact your currency pairs. This is extremely, extremely important. Be disciplined, be focused, and do money management. This is actually applicable to any style of trading. Whenever you see that you have enough pips to be happy with your profits, cash them in. If you are scalping, cashing in is the name of the game. This is one very important way of trading. It's a question of trading style. You have to find your trading style. It is not a bad way of trading. It is just a way that requires a lot of discipline and a lot of focus. For those of you who would like more information about scalping, The Alchemy of Finance by George Soros himself is, you can buy it on Amazon. I can leave you a link below, and it is one strategic way of, if you want to do professional scalping and professional trading, I would definitely say I would put it on my reading list. Please do subscribe to this YouTube channel. I will keep coming back with updates, with trading strategies, and with information about scam, as well as good robots that you can use to either enhance your trading or to avoid, because you might lose a lot of money. Thank you. See you soon.